Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Vicki and you're with Grammy in the Kitchen. When you're participating in a January pantry challenge with Jessica over at Three Rivers Homestead, it's called the hashtag Three Rivers Challenge. But you want to have some breakfast sandwiches with some sausage and egg and cheese on a English muffin bun. But you don't have no English muffins. So I did some research on the internet and I found a recipe. I am going to double this recipe because I do want to see if it will freeze and thaw well. So if this is something you're interested in, please stick around. Go ahead and hit that like button, and if you don't mind, go ahead and hit subscribe. We would love to have you part of the Grammy family. So without further ado, aprons on. In this bowl I have 5.5 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, and in here I have 1.5 cups of milk. I am using homemade almond milk because I don't have cow milk in my house. So this is 1.5 cups of almond milk. Nope, I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try it. I have a cup of water, and I did microwave that for 30 seconds just to warm it up. And I have 4.5 teaspoons of yeast and 2 tablespoons of salt. I did melt 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm just letting that cool off for a little bit. And then we need 2 eggs. So I'm going to put the flour and the salt in the mixer. And I'm going to give that a whirl. I'm going to go ahead and add the almond milk, the water, the yeast, and the sugar. We'll go ahead and add the butter. Got 2 eggs slightly beaten. It is a very sticky dough. I'm hoping that's the way it's supposed to be, but we're going to work with it anyway. It's supposed to be like no knead or all that stuff. So we're going to see how this turns out, and fingers crossed it will work out fine. I got some flour down on my bench. I have my bowl scraper. Let's go ahead and get this out. It says it's supposed to be no knead, but you do have to work it just a bit. Trying to turn it in outside out just to get a nice exterior texture. It's very soft, super sticky. I'm going to put a little bit of avocado on the bowl using the same bowl we mixed it in. turn it inside right. Cover it with saran wrap. And we're going to let it sit right here until it doubles in size. So you should be lining your pan with either cornmeal or semolina flour, both of which I do not have. But I do have some almond flour. So we're just going to put that down here. I'm hoping to get at least 24 English muffins from this recipe. And a very liberal amount of almond flour down here. And it has risen beautiful. Put a healthy amount of flour down. And I don't have a biscuit cutter, so I am actually using the wide mouth ring for a canning jar. Gonna have to keep it well floured. Alright, let's see if we can pop this out. A little bit of flour on top. And we want to go to about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch high. I'm not going to worry about rolling it out or anything. I have a little bit of flour in this bowl. Make sure we keep our ring well floured. Oop, finger stuck on that one. I have a spatula and we'll try to pick it up. And repeat until we are done. Alright, so that's 15. We're just going to I'm going to mush this back together without kneading it. And we're going to see how many more we can get out of here. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is just going to be a shaggy one. Alright, so we have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Let's get this all cleaned up. And we're going to cover it up with saran wrap. Not making it tight, but I do want it covered. And we're going to let it do a second rise. All the websites said that you need to cook the English muffins in a non-stick Teflon pan. I don't have one of those. So we're going to try this in a skillet. So I have a cast iron skillet here. Needs to be a hot skillet. And it's not going to take no oil or anything. So we're going to put some almond flour down here. Put 3 or 4 depending on what will fit. Let it cook for 5 minutes, but it does need a lid. And I don't have a lid for this pan, so I'm actually going to be using a pizza pan. We're supposed to cook it for 5 minutes on one side. Flip it very carefully without deflating it. And cook it anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes on the second side. And in between cooking the muffins, we have to scrape out in my case, the almond flour, so that we don't have scorched flour on our muffins. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, looks like I can get 4 in there. We're going to cover it and cook it for 5 minutes. It's been 3 minutes and the pan is starting to smoke. I'm going to go ahead and flip these. I think I had my pan up just a little bit too high. Lesson learned. But they do look pretty, even though they're a little burnt. Cooking is all about making mistakes and learning those mistakes. We made a mistake. The skillet was on too high, so we're going to correct it now. Okay, I took the lid off. We need an internal temperature of 200. And it looks like we are there. We're going take a paper towel and wipe some of that burnt flour off, just so we don't discolor our second batch. Put another sprinkle. And I do have it sitting on low. And we'll check it in 4 minutes. It's been 5 minutes. Oh yeah, that one looks better. Much, much better. Always start with the temperature on low. I think they could have been just a little bit thinner. So note to self, make them just a tad bit thinner the next time. That one kind of got wonky on me. It's sticking to my hand, but that's okay. Alright, it's been 5 minutes for that one side. Just going to sit here and repeat until they're all cooked. So they are just fork split. I'm just running a fork around the whole perimeter of the muffin, and they just open up. And can you just see those little nooks and crannies? It's beautiful. Still have these 6 right here that needs to go in. But figured we just go ahead and sample it with some butter. So I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. Let's taste this English muffin. That's actually really good. You gotta try this. Whether you use a plant milk or if you use real milk, this is delicious. And I'm sure it's just as good with milk. I will never ever buy another English muffin in my life. This is good. Please give this a try. So while the last 3 are cooking, I thought I'd show you. This is the English muffins. And this is a double batch. There are 2 things I would do different. Next time, I would make them a little thinner, because that's pretty thick. It's good, but it's a little thick. And the other thing I would change is I use the wide mouth canning ring. I think I would just use the regular mouth because they're pretty big. And if you look at it, that's how much they rose and stretched from the canning ring. So although they are good, they are delicious. The next time I have to make them, I'm going to make them just a little bit thinner because I said between a half to 3/4 of an inch to pat it down. I think I would go more to a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 an inch. And then when I cut them out, I'll actually use the smaller canning ring lid to cut them out. But other than that, they are so good. I've come to the conclusion, because these are ingredients I have in my house. I can make my own plant milk. I usually have eggs, even though they're very expensive. I usually have eggs in the house anyway. I have flour, I have yeast, I have sugar, I have all the things. So instead of buying them, I'm just going to make them because they're delicious and they're just beautiful. They're just gorgeous. And other than the 2 rising, the bulk rise and then the individual rise, they don't take long to cook. 10 minutes, 5 minutes on one side, flip it, 5 minutes on the other side. So easy. I will not buy English muffins again. And since I went ahead and took the time to do it, I'm glad I doubled the batch. So now I know it's even that much longer I have to make them. So I'm going to let these cool off completely. Then I'm going to put them in Ziploc bags and freeze them and take them out as I need them to make a sandwich or just have an English muffin. So if you make your own English muffins, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're planning on making English muffins, hit that subscribe button. We will love to have you part of the Granny family. So until next time, when we turn these into sandwiches, you'll have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Bye, friends.